CMUEagles.com with Central Methodist head men's basketball coach Jeff Sherman as his team gets ready to travel to 6th-ranked Benedictine on Saturday. Coach, your team's been off for a week. What has the transition been like getting ready to come back to game action?
Well, being off a week is normal at this time, being finals week. So I think as we head into this week, today, team's very relieved. Finals tests are all over. All concentration can now go towards our upcoming game. But it's also nice to have those few days of physical rest. But now we have to get our mental preparation back in order. And again, it's a big week for any college student, and the college athlete's no different. But this is somewhat of our finals for a basketball team. You know, we've now played a whole semester. I think we've had a good one. Going 8-3, heading into tomorrow's game. But we're playing the ultimate test. 6th-ranked Benedictine, defending conference champions, and really the team that is by far, I think, head and shoulders better than everybody else in the conference right now. So we'll see where we're at. We're excited about it, and we're also excited about having an upcoming Christmas break.
Benedictine entered this season with a lot of accolades, preseason 4th. Since then, they fell 2 spots. But they've won some big games against nationally ranked teams. They're starting out in conference play 1-1 like y'all did. But with kind of a shocker of a loss or somewhat unexpected against Peru State, what did you see from that contest that the Bobcats were able to do that you hope you might be able to expect?
Well, first of all, our conference is just going to be very well balanced, so I don't think that you're not going to see even the number 1 team in the conference go unscathed. Whoever's going to win this conference is going to lose 4, 5, 6 games, but they're still going to be a top 10 team in the country. That's the beauty of our conference. Peru State's one of the most talented teams in the country. It was not a surprise whatsoever, I think, but at the same time, Peru State beat Benedictine at Benedictine last year, and they were one of the lower seed teams. It's just what it is in our conference. Not quite the same as Missouri Valley coming here to beat us, 2 teams that are fairly well evenly matched. That can happen. I think on paper it's a surprise, but the coaching staffs and basketball programs across the country see that as something that's going to happen somewhere in the conference each week. And so that's, if anything else, that probably woke Benedictine up more. But they have. They've beaten Campbellsville, which had 2 or 3 first-place votes this last week. That was their very first loss at Campbellsville without their leading scorer, John Harris. So from my standpoint, I think almost every Raider across the country still views Benedictine as a top 5-6 team, and that's where they sit right now.
Do you think 1-1 is kind of where each team was expected to be at this point in the year?
I don't think probably either team probably even thought about it. 1-1 right now doesn't make any difference. I think when you get down to the middle of the conference and towards the end, then those records are going to play more into play. But obviously, I think every coach wants to win every game. So I don't think if you're sitting there saying 1-1, are we good with that? Are we expecting that? Probably not. But at the same time, we're all very understanding about how good everybody is. Peru knows that too, because let's face it, they're most likely going to get everybody's best game. I mean, they're a top 10 team in the country, so it's a team that everybody wants to talk about playing well, and that's what Peru State did. New coach, new team. They didn't know what Benedictine was, and they just went in there and just played ball. I think that says a lot in itself right there. We do know what Benedictine's like. Very well coached team. Very talented team, very disciplined team, and a team that already knows how to win. I don't know of a better compliment that you can give a team that they're just used to winning and they expect to win. And it's going to pose a lot of challenges for us Saturday.
John Harris is the team's leading scorer at a little over 14 a game, a returner from last year. What are some of the things you see that he does well on film, and what types of matchup problems do you think he can present to your team or even most teams?
Well, I think their whole team at times can be tremendous matchup problems. John Harris is one of the best point guards and leaders, not only in our conference, I think across the country. I think it shows too how important he is to the Benedictine team having him in the game, because when he wasn't in the game at Campbellsville, they struggled a little bit. He's got good size, he's got good strength, good quickness, phenomenal defensive player, fabulous floor leader. He's not an outstanding outside shooter, but he scores. And so from that standpoint, there's matchup problems. In our situation, losing our point guard, John Palmer, for 6 weeks is going to mean that we're going to have adjustments every game for the next 4 to 6 weeks. Our team is on the mindset that that's not an excuse. Whenever you play without one of your leaders, you tend not to obviously have everything in place. But I think good teams find ways of rallying around situations. So you're talking about the best player on Benedictine's team, at least floor leader, and then we're going to have to make adjustments not having ours. And but that's what the beauty of the whole thing is. It's early in the year. We still get to see where we're at, and the whole challenge for our team is something that they're wanting to take.
Mitchell Farr is going to draw most of Benedictine's attention, being able to shoot from the outside and even get into the lane some. What are some of the things you hope that he's able to do Saturday in order to get your team a potential victory?
Well, there's no question. Mitch is going to have a good game, and that's difficult when your team's focused against you. He has not had this semester from a shooting percentage, probably even overall play that he did a year ago. That comes when you're being the top player to the second leading scorer as he was last year. But I think what happens is when the focus does go on Mitch, that the rest of the team then is able to do a little bit more, and that's kind of what we've been able to do, and that leads to a lot of our success. Mitch needs to be more of a floor leader now more than ever. He's going to need to create a shot a little bit better than what he has, and really not take the frame of mind that if I'm covered, let's get somebody else open. He needs to make sure he gets himself open first. That's a head coach speaking, I think, as much as anything else. Mitch is a phenomenal shooter and a very good player, and when he's playing well, we're playing well. And so obviously we need to get him involved, and with that we plan on that being a big focus.
Ralph Nolan Gymnasium, always a difficult place to play. The final question: what are some of the things that need to go right for your squad in order to pull off a victory?
Well, ultimately, we have to score more points than Benedictine. Simple as that, and here's what makes that difficult. Benedictine is one of the best ball control teams, not only in the conference but in the country. So what you're going to see is, yes, you hit it correctly. It is a tough place to play. They have a very good student body that gets loud. It's a smaller gym, so you feel like when the crowd's good, it gets a little bit compacted, so everybody's on you. Great small college facility. But at the same time, Benedictine limits the possessions during the game, and they take advantage of the possessions that they have. And they're very deliberate, they're talented, they set a lot of ball screens, a lot of movement. They know, if you look through the stats, usually the players they want shoot the ball usually do. They don't make a lot of mistakes, and they don't beat themselves. So what that tells you is you've got to come down on your A game. And we're a team that likes to get up and down a little bit, not as much as I'd like. We need to get more up-tempo for second semester. We'll work on that. But at the same time we cannot rely on playing Benedictine style against Benedictine. If it gets into that game, and unfortunately, I'll tell you, 75% chance it's going to do that. So if that does happen, we just have to be a little bit more deliberate ourselves. We have to be a little bit disciplined, and that's what I'm hoping that our first semester's preparation has allowed us to do. But we need to get our shooters the ball. We need to play very good defense. We need to rebound. That's been a weakness. In fact, the last 2 conference games we've been out-rebounded. Benedictine has a large margin in the rebounding category. If you look at the statistics, their defense has given up one of the lowest shooting percentages. If we don't shoot the ball very well, we're not going to have a very good shot. So you're putting Benedictine strengths out there that are very good and very solid. and very challenging for any team, including ourselves. And I still like to think that we're one of the teams that has a shot at contending for a title if we could find things and get on a roll. But I have a lot of respect for Benedictine. It is a fun place, but at the same time, if you do play well against Benedictine, you slip a win, you know you have something. And our team is right now had a good first semester. We've had players have been phenomenal. Good practices leading up to this week. So, getting ready to last game for about 2 or 3 week break. It's going to be our longest break we've ever had probably in the last 10 years. We want to finish up strong. And what better way to go down and play on the home floor of a 6th ranked team in the country, defending conference champions Benedictine. So, we're up for the challenge. We're looking forward to it.